are looking to have a good home start here to 2023. Sunshine, we've got a clear sky, we've got just a touch of breeze right now, and it is 78 degrees. It does not feel nearly as fall-like as it did a week ago up at Hanford Stadium, where Hermiston picked up that win over the Falcons. But, again, there is an excitement in the air. Now, the big issue, as far as storylines go early on, is Landon Shilhonick is not able to play tonight. He is not suited down, suffered an injury to his leg last week, got essentially speared by a helmet. So what is the impact of that, Sonny? Start on the offensive side of the ball for Hermiston not having Landon.
Well, it means that somebody else is going to have to step up and take that speed spot. And we do have some capable people that Isaac's going to have to go ahead and trust the receiver that took, Landon's place. That's going to be important. They're just going to have to get out there, forget that he's not out on the field, and whoever steps into that spot's going to have to do their job.
Murraysdale Krebs, 9 catches, 69 yards, and the lone touchdown last year in the 48-7 loss at Franwer Stadium in Richland for the Bulldogs. It was one of those bright spots on the schedule. The defensive impact is Landon is one of the most experienced defenders Hermiston has. How do they replace him at that Superman strong safety position?
Yeah, that's awful tough. That's the more tough place to replace somebody, because at that, along with Stasic, that Superman is the one that comes up and supports the run so quickly that you have to have him be able to bust in there. And now we got to see if Amitulia or whoever is going to be going can do it.
Well, it was Alex Garcia and Kellen Young in practice. Kellen Young wins the battle, at least to start, but they liked what they saw from both of them in the game last week. Abel Alatorre has got the ball in his hands. Hermiston kicking off towards the high school. So Richland will receive, attacking left to right. John Simons to the left and Jacob Brandon to the right, looking into the setting sun off to our west as Alatorre gets ready to boot it away. Got a couple into the end zone for touchbacks last week. This is a high spinner to the middle. Brandon takes it on the 1 and will take it up the middle of the field for the Bombers. Brandon is tripped up, and the diving play at his ankles made by Ami Tuya, who will start for Hermiston in their secondary. The starting lineups brought to you by Rogers Toyota. Tuya is at a safety position along with Jack Thomas, and it will be Kellen Young who starts in Landon Shilhonick's spot. Justice Council and Jaime Ramirez Ortega are the cornerbacks on the line. Robert Akers on one side of the defensive line. And it appears that Max Shilhonick, the sophomore, will start at D-end on the other side. In between them, they really liked what they got a week ago from Andre Saldana after he got into the game. And Siu Sapeni is the other defensive tackle as Josh Woodard takes Richland out, first down and 10 from the 28. To start off this game, Woodard, the senior quarterback, will throw in the first play. Deep ball, near sideline, over the top, incomplete, and a flag flies on the coverage of Brody Bosick. He and Justice Council were in a one-on-one position down the near sideline, and the flag is out, a marker on Hermiston. We didn't get to my key of the game. We actually recorded it, you, myself, and Joe in the Sway Motors Tailgate Show, and we just didn't have time, so I had to cut it out. What I said was, 11 penalties a week ago. That number has to come down here this week, and this is an inauspicious start to that.
Yeah, we got lucky that we didn't get called. Well, unlucky. A holding call would have been a little better call here because we actually got held inside. And so, it's 10-yard penalty is a 10-yard penalty.
So Josh Woodard, the quarterback, stands 6 feet tall. He's 160 pounds, and he is a senior. He's a wing player for the basketball team. That is where he is most well known. But it's his second year starting here at this position. Screenplay setup, thrown near side into Bosick's hands, and he is hit immediately by Justice Council, who atones for the penalty against him that moved the ball up to the 43. A 2-yard loss back to the 41. Richland wants to go quick. Nathan Ruelas out wide to the right side. In fact, 4 options out there. Bosick alone, the short short side of the field to the left. On 2nd down and 12, Woodard takes the snap, looks right, back over to his left, pressured, throws high for Bosa, catches it, steps out of bounds into the Hermiston sideline. The defense again, Justice Council, and it's up to the 48-yard line, picking up about 6 on the play. Line change for the hands people for Richland. Their linemen on their starting lineup, brought to you by Rogers Toyota. Nathan McClellan, the left tackle. He's a 3-year starter. Jackson Jones at guard. Sean Kane, the center. Zach Davison is the right guard, and Gavin Wilcox, the right tackle. 3rd down and 6 to go from the 48, just short of midfield. First handoff of the game. It's a run for Jacob Brannon. Brannon gets some full head of steam after breaking a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Inside Hermiston territory, inside the 46. The gain is enough to move the chains for a first down in the opening minute of the game.
Yeah, good looking run that time from the backfield. He did not start last week's game, but he is starting this week's game back there at the running back position.
To the left of Woodard on 1st down and 10 from the Hermiston 46. Left hash mark set. The senior quarterback takes the snap. Hands off. No keeper for the quarterback coming left side. He will stiff arm away Ben Larson, the middle linebacker, and step out of bounds into the Hermiston sideline at the 40-yard line, picking up 6 on the rush. Didn't mention those two, the leading tacklers on the team a year ago. Ben Larson and Neil Stasek. They've been next to each other for the most part for 3 seasons. 2 seniors now, but they were getting their early education to the MCC as sophomores. 2nd down and 4 from the 40. Woodard, deep drop, gets away from pressure from Akers, throws it over the middle.
No.
Wide open. Chris Daniels has it, and he's in the end zone all alone by 15 yards for a 40-yard touchdown from Woodard to Daniels.
Wow, that is definitely a mistake. I don't know who, where the mix-up was. It looked like the offside corner over there didn't follow the field rules and got caught way behind, and it was just a nice easy toss for the touchdown.
Race Reeve, another one of those well-known basketball players, is out to hold for Jason Slack, the right-footed kicker, pounds it just inside the goalpost, pulled it a bit to the left, but it is true. And 10:39 is what the scoreboard says, with Richland leading 7-0 here at Hermiston High School. This is Bulldog football. We'll be back on AM 1360 KOHU. Dine in at Hermiston's own Delish Bistro. Try house-made authentic Korean fried chicken sandwiches with fresh cucumber kimchi. It's at Delish Bistro, bringing you Bulldog football on AM 1360 KOHU. Jason Slack's got it teed up ready to boot it away, and we'll get to see Hermiston's offense for the first time. And it's over towards the transfer, Dalen Washington. He fumbles it, dives back on top of it. Hermiston's got to start inside the 10-yard line.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, starting at the 10-yard line.
Little mistake. This is with the sun setting at the back of the Bulldogs, so not really a reason that the visual should have been off there for Washington, but in his very first appearance in front of the fans here in Hermiston, that drop does put Hermiston up against it, trailing by a touchdown.
Yeah, that hurts when you're behind you can just tell yourself you're behind the chains already when you're starting from your own 10-yard line and when you should have had a positive return.
So Isaac Corey with 2 in the backfield on 1st and 10 from the 10 will turn in hand to Ben Larson running inside zone left, breaks a tackle, he's across the 20 and rumbles his way to the 24-yard line, finally pulled down in the secondary by Zach Rose, the defensive back. Hermiston will move quickly as well. Larson, just 16 yards on 8 carries a year ago. He got 14 yards on that carry. 1st down and 10 for Hermiston, up to the 24. Corey hands it to Larson, running again up the middle. The line's getting some good push. That line, no changes this week. Senior, 6'4", 240-pound Elijah Robinson at left tackle. The left guard is the 6', 225-pound junior Hunter Allen. Wesley Leathers, the 5'10", 220-pound senior at center. C.U. Sapeni, the 6'1", 270-pound senior at right guard. And Angel Ordaz Garcia, 6'1", 250-pound sophomore at right tackle. Ordaz is getting some pressures. Corey looks to throw on 2nd down and 7 over the middle. Has it into the hands of Kellen Young. 1st down yardage up to the 41-yard line for Hermiston. Bulldogs move the chains for a 2nd time. The completion going for about 14. 9:32 on the clock, quarter 1. Hermiston trailing by a touchdown, their opening drive. 1st down and 10. Corey whips it out into the left flat. Austin Bledsoe has it there on the wide receiver screen across the 45. He is pulled down at the 46-yard line by Colby Whitby, the middle linebacker anchoring the center of the defense for the Bombers. 5-yard gain, however. Ami Tuya comes into the backfield with Isaac Corey. Dale Krebs is a slot receiver right. He was the one who had the 9-catch game against Richland last week. In motion, right to left. Corey slaps his hands together. Takes it and hands to Tuya. Tuya up the middle on the inside zone. He'll get a couple, but is bottled up. In fact, never even tackled to the ground. Forward progress stopped at the 47, a yard gain.
Fights for a yard. Third down, 4 yards to go for the Bulldogs.
So 3rd and 4 for Hermiston, just short of the midfield stripe. Corey with the back to his left. To throw, pumps, pulls back, in trouble, breaks a tackle. His knee didn't go down. Corey running far sideline. Richland is incensed. Corey into Richland territory and muscled out of bounds at the Richland 41-yard line. No, he stepped out at the 45, but it's 1st down yardage. And somehow, as he was in the grasp of Chris Daniels, who caught the touchdown pass to start the game, he doesn't have his knee touch the turf, and it allows the play to keep going.
Yeah, and they had 2 officials looking directly at him, both the white hat and the back judge looking at it, and you can see air underneath there, but a good play that's the strength of Isaac Corey taken for that 8-yard gain.
7:55 of the clock, 7-0 lead. A screenplay out to the left, and Richland is all over Nathan Welty. It's a loss of a couple yards on the screen left, back to the 47.
Reeves of Richland on the stop for the loss.
-2. Race Reeves makes the tackle. Tuya will come out and Larson back into the backfield with Corey, who has trips to the left, short side of the field. Isaac, a season ago, threw for 197 yards, but 3 interceptions against Richland. Designed run for the quarterback going right. He will put his shoulder down and is pulled down at the 42-yard line. Whitby in there on the stop, along with Zach Rose. Gets 5 yards on the play.
Gain of about 5. It's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Bulldogs.
Third down and 7 from the 42. Rolling left, Corey with time will throw, and Krebs has it hauled in for a 1st down just short of the 30-yard line. Dale Krebs found a nice spot there. Isaac a lot more patient there on that rollout and has time to move the chains.
That's enough yardage for another Bulldog.
Nice little start to a nice looking run, drive here, Eric.
The opening drive for Hermiston, down by a touchdown at 6:22 on the clock, is down at the 32-yard line, 1st and 10. Corey to throw again. Screen play, snuffed out. He will then drop it underneath after scrambling, and Larson is hit. Flag out. Larson gets back to the line of scrimmage. He went down. Corey went down. It was defended well in the linebacking core. Looked like Cohen Hansen was the one. The outside linebacker sniffed it out and stayed with Larson essentially as his shadow.
So, is there an offensive lineman downfield? Yes, there is.
Ineligible lineman downfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
That's what Tim Sumner is telling us, the referee who is in charge of this game with his umpire, John Cox Jr., line judges Joe Jensen, the head linesman is Kerry Steichen, and Austin Thornhill is the back judge. So the penalty for Hermiston does elicit a "you can't do that" chant from the Bomber student section on the far side. It is about as full as we've ever seen the north side bleachers since they've been put in here at Bulldog Stadium. Hermiston's got a good crowd as well. Halfway point of the first quarter, Bulldogs are trailing 7-0. And now facing 1st and 15 at the Richland 37-yard line. Corey, play action to throw, deep ball right side. Jaime Ortega behind everybody, just can't haul it in the end zone.
Yeah, the worst part about it is he's got to come off the field for a play now, Eric, because he took his helmet off.
2nd down, 15 yards to go.
Nicely thrown football that time, Eric. It was just a great looking football.
So 2nd down and 15. Corey put it in the right spot. Hermiston's going to try to tee it up again. Justice Council and Dale Krebs are the receivers left. Allen to the right, handoff to Tuya. Tuya will cut back to his left and push his feet down to the 34-yard line.
Whitby of Richland on the stop. Tuya picks up a few. It's going to be 3rd and 12 for the Bulldogs.
Third down and 12 at the 34 right hash mark. Corey slaps his hands together. The junior, straight drop. He'll step up in the pocket. Throw over the middle. Tuya has it inside the 20-yard line. He's pulled down by Jacob Brandon to save a touchdown. Isaac did a tremendous job of stepping up into the pressure and finding that spot.
Absolutely, he got very patient and threw hard on the line drive, and he's down to what, the 19-yard, 17-yard pickup that time to Tuya.
Corey flips it. Ramirez Ortega, sweep play out to the left side. He is shoved out of bounds. Hard hit out there by Simons. 4 minutes, 43 seconds left in the opening quarter. Hermiston on their opening drive. They've been taking time off the clock. They've been moving the ball. And they've got it in the red zone. At the 16-yard line, 2nd down, 7 to go. 2 in the backfield. Akers blocking. Corey drops it, picks it back up. He'll scramble out to the right side. Wide to the right sideline. Space throws into the hands of Bledsoe. Bledsoe pushed out of bounds at the 3-yard line.
Scrambles to his right and finds Austin Bledsoe for the completion. Down inside the 5.
It works out, even though there's a fumble right at the start of that. But Hermiston's got it 1st and goal at the 3. And an equipment issue will send Cooper Holcomb, the defensive tackle, to the sidelines for a moment. And so Richland's got to make a change. They will actually get even bigger there on the inside with Jason Pinkham. Excuse me, that was Jackson Jones. Which is about 120 more pounds than Pinkham. Empty backfield for Isaac. Tight end left, first down and goal. Quick throw, left side. Krebs has it. Krebs chased down, and at the 4-yard line, Branham has him tackled for a loss of 1. Hermiston looking to answer back from the defensive miscue that led to a 40-yard touchdown pass. Chris Daniels to Josh Woodard is the difference in the game. 4:05 left in the opening quarter. 7-0 Richland. Motion man, flip, and Welty trying to get out wide to the right side. It's going to be a loss of yards, a flag out as well. I don't think they're going to care about the flag. Zach Rose drops Welty for a loss back at the 10-yard line.
Rose of Richland meets him in the backfield. There is a flag on the play.
I guess the only reason you would think about the penalty marker and push Hermiston even further back is because of the leg of Abel Alatorre.
Yeah, you'd want to make it a little tougher for him.
Holding on the offense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, second down.
Richland declines the holding penalty. They will take the down, and Hermiston has 3rd and goal from the 10.
3rd and goal for the Bulldogs from the 10-yard line.
Bulldogs will break a huddle. Justice Council wide to the left side. Austin Bledsoe inside of him. Robbie Akers tight end left. Jaime Ramirez Ortega alone to the right. Larson to the right shoulder of Corey. The junior quarterback has the snap, straight drop. Looking left, he will throw. Back corner fade, too far. Flags out everywhere. Austin Bledsoe claiming he got held. It looks like that's going to be the case in the call, and Hermiston is going to get a little help here.
Was that Bledsoe or was it Council on the inside?
It was Bledsoe.
But
Bledsoe was the intended target.
Right, Council was the one I think that got held because he was on the inside, right on the U, and the guy reached right on the shoulder and turned him around.
Pass interference on the defense. Half the distance of the goal. Replay, 3rd down.
Now, the thing about high school is it's a half the distance penalty, and there's no automatic first down like you'd see at the higher levels. So it's still 3rd down and goal, but it's at the 5 instead of the 10. Hermiston gets another shot at it, trailing by a touchdown. Council left this time. Akers will go in the slot that way. To the right, Bledsoe and Ramirez Ortega for Corey and Larson in the backfield. Isaac's got the snap, stands in the pocket. Now he'll step up, looking to run himself. Sheds one tackler, sheds another. Flag out as Isaac gets to the goal line and in for a score. 5-yard touchdown run, but the flag came out from the back judge, and I think it's going to wipe it all away. Kim Sumner again. Defensive holding. Hermiston touchdown, and they've got a chance to tie it with the extra point.
Wow, did not see that. I did see a hold on the offense. I did not see a hold on the defense. I saw the Richland guy get pulled down by our right guard.
Lining up for the extra point, Abel Alatorre.
Now, here's the other kind of unsung part of Landon Shilhonick not being available. Odson Bledsoe's the holder. It's been Shilhonick for years for Alatorre, who kicks it through and ties the game. 3:43 on the clock in the first quarter, 7 apiece here in Hermiston. This is Bulldog football on AM 1360 KOHU. What? Welty. It wasn't a run, though. It was the shovel.
Simons back deep for the Bombers. Lining up to kick it away.
3 minutes, 43 seconds on the clock in the opening quarter. Hermiston, a drive of almost 7 minutes. Abel Alatorre has it teed up. Opening quarter action. Richland will get a ball for the second time. Jacob Brannon is to the right. He had the last return. Alatorre will kick another high one. Brannon takes it the 3-yard line. Up the middle of the field again at the 20. Edges to his right. Bumps off of one Hermiston tackler's knee is down at the 27. Make it the 28-yard line. A 25-yard return. And Richland's got another good starting position in this now tied game.
Oh, nice job that time. A lot better, same starting position. They're to the 27-yard line right now, so still another 33-yard net kick. And Hermiston still keeping them in a little bit of a hole there.
First down and 10 for Josh Woodard. Hermiston's showing some pressure to his backside. Two receivers to the left. Woodard with two in the backfield, hands off to Brandon running right. He's got a hole at the 35, far sideline, breaks a tackle. He's across midfield. Brandon moving back to the middle of the field, caught from behind inside the 30. Jaime Ramirez Ortega chases him down, but Brandon is all the way up to the Hermiston 25-yard line. 26 is where they end up putting it.
47 yards.
3:18, the clock is spinning, opening quarter. Richland now into Hermiston territory, looking to answer right back.
26, excuse me.
Woodard to throw, rolling left. He will throw underneath and has it into the hands of Zach Rose.
Another number we didn't see. 11-yard pickup that time.
First down and 10 at the 15-yard line. And a play action lob into the left corner. It's batted away by Justice Council. Flag comes out as he battled Brody Bosick.
Yeah, that'll be too bad because they're going to call pass interference on Council.
Flag on the play.
Prior to the pass, holding on the defense, half the distance to the goal, replay first down.
So the penalty will bring it half the distance. Inside the 8, about the 7.5-yard line. 2:31 left, first down and 3. Woodard with John Simons in the backfield. Rolling right, Woodard to throw. Underneath throw, incomplete. Ami Tuya on the coverage. That actually looked a little bit more physical than the previous play that was flagged.
Yeah, that time it looked like he had a hold of the shoulder pad when he went to dive over.
Colson Mackey and Race Reeves are the receivers to the right. Chris Daniels, who caught the touchdown on the opening drive, and Brody Bosick are left. That's the short side of the field. Simons to the left of Woodard, the senior quarterback. Takes the snap, looking to throw, quickly right side. Slant play over the middle, incomplete, and a flag out. Jaime Ramirez Ortega called for tugging on the back of the intended receiver, Mackey. Game tied at 7, but Hermiston is having some issues again this week, at least early in the contest, with penalties.
First down.
It's a first and goal at the 4 now, and it's a situation where we're getting caught trailing the receiver quite a bit here, and it makes it really tough when you're going over the middle to be trailing the receiver.
Got 11.
Simons to the left of Woodard. Snap is a little high, pulled down, hand to Simons. He bobbles it, fumble, still loose, scramble, and Tuya's on top of it at the 10-yard line. Rolling around out of John Simons' hands, and it turns into a greased pigskin. Tuya was able to haul it down, and Hermiston's got it on the turnover with 2:17 left in the first quarter.
Huge that time with as many mistakes as Hermiston made on that defensively to come up, and very, very odd. Simons just did not get the ball put away from the very beginning, was spinning around and actually fell off the backside, and Tuya able to come up and pick it up.
So tied at 7, Hermiston with the possession. Larson in the backfield with Corey. Isaac looks like maybe he's changing a play there. Some signals, throws it out quickly right side, dropped by Krebs.
Isaac Moore's pass, incomplete. Phil Krebs, the intended receiver. 2nd down and 10.
So for Hermiston, 2nd down and 10 from the 10-yard line. Larson to Isaac's left. Council in motion left to right. Corey and Larson will run option out to the left side. Corey going backwards. Corey just outside the goal line is hauled down. The middle linebacker got to Isaac, and Colby Whitby, tackles Isaac back at the 3, maybe even the 2.
-6 on the play. That was a run design all the way, Eric. They just looked like they were trying to get the option. He may have been better off throwing the pitch.
3rd down and long. Isaac and Ben in the end zone. Hand off to Larson. No, Isaac keeps it going to the left. Isaac breaks a tackle. Flag out as Isaac. No, it is Ben. Larson. He busted through out to the left side. He got it across the 10 up to the 13. I don't know how well carried the fake was, other than I was fooled, but that's not that hard. The marker, however, is what we have to check on.
Boy, if this is another Hermiston penalty here, to take it down to the 1-yard line after a big, 10-yard or 7-yard pickup. It is going to be against Hermiston.
Block in the back on the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So Richland is content with giving up the yardage to get the ball out to the 13. It's an 11-yard gain by Larson. They'll decline the block at the back because it's 4th down and 7 from the 13. So Abel Alatorre is out to punt. Minute 27 left in quarter number 1. The game's tied at 7. Richland survives their fumble.
Deep to receive the punt. Simons.
2 back to receive. The punt from Alatorre. High, short kick. Towering ball towards the Richland sideline. Will bounce and roll out. The 23-yard line ends up being just a 10-yard punt. No return on it. Richland didn't need a return. They are in great position.
That hurts. Yeah, a promising drive starting off there. A hold first on the defense and got things going, and then a promising looking drive. Only get hit with some penalties, and now Hermiston's in a deep, deep hole.
Columbia Orthodontics scoreboard, first quarter action. Kennewick up on Walla Walla 6-0, and on the coast, Umatilla trailing Taft 6-0. Just past midway in the first quarter. Minute 17 left in the first quarter here. 7-7 ball game. Woodard going for the end zone. Has race. Reeves bobbles, hauls it in, scores. 23-yard touchdown on the first play after the short punt, and Richland's back out in front.
Touchdown Bombers.
Yeah, that's a tough one, and he was wide open over that middle. After he got by the linebackers there, the defensive backs were way into the end zone already, and that's where they finally hit him.
Woodard's second touchdown pass has Richland back out in front. Jason Slack is out to extend Richland's lead. Pulled the first one a little bit to his left. Low snap, bobbles away, and Reeves, who is the holder, scrambles, flips it with the left hand to the goal line, incomplete on the scramble drill that became a 2-point conversion attempt. And so 13-7 in favor of the Richland Bombers. Hermiston, they forced that turnover. They survived that deep drive, but then can't get anything going. Penalties are hurting badly right now.
Yes, they are, and that's, we were worried about it from game one, and they've got the four penalties altogether already, but one of them was declined. But that just kept putting us deeper and deeper in the hole. 7-yard, half the distance to the goal line penalty, then followed up with another half the distance to the goal line pass interference, and that's what allowed Richland to be able to go ahead and get into there, and then getting the penalty for the 10, which they declined the 5th penalty on Hermiston, which for the yardage, and that was tough. I mean, that's the right thing to do when you got a 4th down coming up from that deep. Decline it, especially when they still had 8 yards to go for a 1st down.
Also on the Columbia Orthodontics scoreboard in Echo, it's their home opener in 6-man football. The Cougars up on visiting Pine Eagle 26-0 after 1 quarter of play. 1:11 left here in the 1st quarter, and Slack to kick it away short, angled towards the Richland sideline. At the 15-yard line, the return will start for Council. Flag out way away from the return, way away from the ball. And it's another marker.
It was Garcia on the return, number 9. Alex Garcia.
Is there a holding penalty on Hermiston?
My goodness, that hurts. Hurts.
Half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
Because of where it was, it's a half the distance penalty. And Hermiston will start this drive on the 9-yard line. 1:05 left, trailing by 6. Over 50 topping options, 8 different flavors that change regularly, always including sugar-free and dairy-free options. Cup of Yo in Hermiston is the place to go. Just down the street from Bulldog Stadium on Highland Avenue. Check out Cup of Yo. And we have the Cup of Yo highlight package each week in the Swing Motors Tailgate Show that starts at 5:30 on Friday nights. 1st down and 10 from the 9. Corey will hand off. Larson running left, spins off of a tackler and rumbles his way up to the 14-yard line. He is listed this season at 200 pounds. And I said to Ben down on the field, Ben, are you really 200 pounds? He chuckled a little and said, well, yeah, 197.
Yeah.
I said, what are you going to wrestle at? He said, 170. I'll get there.
Yeah, I tell you what, he runs like over 200-pounder. He hits hard.
2nd and 5 after a 5-yard gain for Larson. Corey slaps his hands together. It was a dummied snap. He checks the line. Will step back in. Another hard count. Will now take the snap. Step up in the pocket. Design quarterback run. Out to the left side. Race Reeves shoves him out of bounds into the Richland bench. A gain of just a yard up to the 15.
Third and 5 for the Bulldogs.
No, that's not a break. Come back to me after the UAC spot. Near side throw for Isaac Corey. And it's to Ami Tuya. Tuya gets 10 yards. Make it 11. They got him marked at the 26. That was a particularly nice spot. 8 seconds left in the first quarter. First down and 10 for Hermiston. Clock pause, so last play most likely of the first period. Hermiston trailing Richland 13-7. Corey snaps his hands together, hands off. It's Larson running up the middle with some space. Breaks a tackle at the 35, inside the middle of the field at the 40. Hit from behind. 15-yard run up to the 40, moves the chains. And it does pause the clock briefly. Corey says, nope, that's the last play of the quarter. So Hermiston will come to the sideline, trailing 13-7. Neon night in the student section. The lights are out on the phones, waving above their heads when we come back in 60 seconds on KOHU.
Now would be a perfect chance to go buy some 50-50 tickets. Support Hermiston Cheer. $1 each, or 12 for $10.
Relive your elementary school glory days with a book fair. This one's for adults. The Next Chapter Bookstore is hosting it, and it's going to be tomorrow. Check out the new website from the Next Chapter Bookstore. More on details, like where you need to go for their book fair. At the 40-yard line, first down and 10. Hermiston attacking right to left in the second quarter, trailing 13-7. Isaac Corey will take a snap, play action, left side throw, Justice Council on the screen, hit in the backfield, drop for a loss as he scrambles and ends up falling down at the 36, losing 4 yards. The quick screens to the wide receivers not working right now.
No, they've got it sniffed out right from the very beginning because it is taking too long to go ahead and develop. I mean, there's a fake on the run, and then we're coming up and throwing. That thing's got to be thrown immediately.
Second and 4 at the 36, second and 14, straight drop. Corey, lots of time in the pocket, over the middle. Krebs has it and breaks away from a tackler. Shifts to his left around another at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Bulldogs! Justice Council came in, jumped in front of 2 pursuing tacklers, dove in front of him for the block to spring Krebs the rest of the way and get Hermiston in for a 64-yard score.
Gotta give some love to Justice.
Nice job that time. That time again, Isaac Corey. Patience, stepped up in the gap. Great defensive job. I thought that ball was batted down, but you had Krebs go ahead and grab it right out from underneath his hands and then break a tackle and still got a little bit of help on the tackle attempt downfield by 2 Bombers tackling themselves.
Alatorre jumps in. No, that was not what happened. That was Justice Council diving in front of the 2 of them, and he took the 2 of them out. Justice was on the inside. Dale cut to his left and shifted himself around the linebacker. It was initially going to be, I think, Cohen Hansen about to take Krebs down right after the catch.
You're right.
And so then Krebs stepped to his left and shimmied around Hansen because it was Mackey who dove for the ball and missed.
Yeah.
And so then Krebs is coming down. Council was the wide receiver wide out running that deep route. And so he started to come back, and as Dale kind of cut into him. And so Justice had to shift and stop, and then he realized he could still go, and he dove in front of those two guys. That's why they took the tumble with about 10 yards left before the end zone. Is Council made that play as much as Krebs did.
Here's one that everybody else will remember. That will look like one of those sticks in the spokes thing on a bicycle, and it did. It tumbled everybody, and Krebs just a great job, number one, of concentrating, number one, on receiving the ball, number two, pulling it in and keeping his balance for the near tackle, and then breaking it away with a great block by Council.
Alatorre's extra point means Hermiston's in front, 14-13, 11-14 on the clock. Here to open up the second quarter. Now Alatorre has it. Deep to kick. John Simons to the left. This one's again towards Brennan. Takes it on a hop at the 5. Down the near sideline. Moves inside the numbers. 25 breaks a tackle. Breaks another at the 30. Is spun down. Caught by the hip pads and taken down at the 35-yard line. Looks like
Welty.
Garcia and Welty in there on the stop.
Well, and Hermiston keeping them at the 35, keeping them fairly good field position. Tough starts for them, but they just got to get a little bit tougher now because Richland is going to come out firing again.
Back and forth start to week 2. Both teams won in week 1. Richland has moved the ball quickly on their offensive drives, but they trail by 1. 1st and 10 from the 35 for Josh Woodard. Takes a high snap, pulls it down, puts it in Simon's belly, and he's put down in the backfield by Robbie Akers.
Simons.
The defensive end for Hermiston came off the edge, shed a blocker, and got there. Back to the 31, a 4-yard loss.
He's at 2 rushes at a -7 yards on the night there. Great job by Akers jumping in and taking that.
John Corbin's the receiver wide to the left. Brody Bosick inside of him in the slot. Looking that way, Woodard will now pull the ball down. Caught from behind and sacked by Akers. It's just 1 yard back, but Akers was able to get around the tackle and get into the backfield, get behind Woodard and pull him down.
It's going to make it
Nice job that time again. Hermiston showing a lot of speed. That was what they were, going to be touted on this year, was their speed, and it is showing a ton of speed out there for the Bulldogs.
2 minutes gone in the second quarter. 3rd down and 15 for the Bombers. Whistles before the snap. David Fine-Tete wants to take the first timeout of the first half. 9:58 left in the second quarter. Hermiston 14, Richland 13. We're back in a minute here on AM 1360 KOHU.
Just a quick reminder that Campus Life will be open tonight after the game till 11 p.m. So come and enjoy some food and some good times. Campus Life open till 11 p.m. after the game.
Go to Next Chapter Bookstore after this one. We're not at halftime break 11. This should be bonus break. We're not to halftime yet. So go to Next Chapter Bookstore here. And then you can switch in Columbia Orthodontics for Legends Casino at halftime break 11. Third and 15 out of the Hermiston timeout. Woodard pumps, looking over the middle. Deep ball, incomplete. A little bit behind Nathaniel Ruelas. One of the first looks of the night for that slot receiver. And Hermiston's defense gets their first stop of the game, leading by 1 with 9:51 on the clock in the first half.
Richland appears to be lining up to punt.
Kellen Young and Alex Garcia are both back to receive this punt from Slack. These are the two that battled in the secondary in practice this week to replace Landon Shilhonic with his injury. High, short punt from Slack. It will bounce and take a Richland bounce across midfield, roll out of bounds into the Hermiston sideline at the 46-yard line. The bounce was a lot nicer than the punt initially looked like it would be. Turns into a 24-yard kick. But Hermiston's got it just short of midfield, leading 14-13. A couple of minutes into the second quarter.
Now keep doing what they're doing, Isaac. Just keep showing your patience. Let the receivers finish their patterns and get in the open. More than anything, keep pounding the rock. Pound the rock. That's opening you up because now the linebackers got to be honest.
Blitz coming as Isaac Corey looks to throw on first down. It's a screen play sniffed out. Corey gets away from one, gets away from another. Big block set by Robinson. Corey running down the far sideline at the 40. He'll move back to the middle of the field at the 35. Breaks another tackle. Corey still dragging people as he's pulled down. A flag comes out from the back judge. Isaac Corey escapes. Sent out there. I said it was Elijah. It was actually Angel Ordaz Garcia, the sophomore, just in his second career varsity start, who came back and sprung Isaac from the trouble in the backfield.
Be a 19-yard pickup for Isaac if it stands. Let's see where they're going with this penalty. Usually whenever you get something like this is like a crackback block. And you hope that's not the case where everybody is trailing the play and you get a crackback.
Incidental face mask.
Oh, okay.
First down.
Wow.
Sometimes, Sonny, the penalty goes against the other team.
Sometimes you're exactly right.
Well, rarely am I exactly right.
Well,
On the Columbia Orthodontics scoreboard, just about halftime, Taft 21, Umatilla nothing. Vikings over on the coast in Newport for their Week 2 game. Here at Bulldog Stadium, 2 minutes 40 seconds into quarter number 2. And Hermiston's lead is 14-13. They have it at the 30-yard line after the 5-yard penalty. Corey takes the snap. Look at a throw near side to Council. Council's got blockers this time. Outside the numbers at the 20. Comes back to his right, slips, and dives reaching for the 16-yard line. Pick up of 14 yards on the quick swing pass.
that's what you like to see because that's how quickly that needs to come out. And before, you can't have that real definitive, run, fake in there. You have to get that ball out quick. Oh, man, you're kidding me.
Holding penalty.
So where was the penalty flag thrown at?
Dropped on the near sideline, kind of just in front of the Hermiston coaches. The penalty moves it back to the 33, so it was a downfield penalty about halfway through the 14-yard pickup. Repeat first down, 1st and 13 at the 33. Corey with Ben Larson to his right shoulder. 3 options to the right. Landon Shilhonic, the injured receivers on the near side, helping signal in to the receiving core. Corey takes a snap, straight drop, blitz coming up the middle. Corey will throw deep ball over the top. Bledsoe's got it over his shoulder, catch in the middle of the field for the score.
Absolutely. You couldn't have thrown a football any better than that, and that is the Isaac Corey touch that, we've been seeing in the 7-on-7s. Perfect over the top, in stride. If anything, he had to slow down just a touch, but right in the breadbasket. Just a perfectly placed football.
It is one of the best weighted passes in his 2 years in charge of the varsity team. Flag out. That was an early jump from the far sideline Zach Rose was practically in Alatorre's lap when the ball got to the Bledsoe, who was holding.
So do they change, or are they going to go for 2? Or are they just going to continue? They're going to kick it.
Really no reason to go for 2 because you already have their miss because of the fumble, so you're already up a point on the quote-unquote coach's scorecard, so you might as well add the 1. Make this an 8-point game. And Alatorre does. Rose still nearly got there, coming off of the edge. Coaches still need to look at that, put a body out there on Rose, but Hermiston's lead is 21-13. 8 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the opening half of week 2. As the night has taken hold here at Bulldogs Stadium, down on Kennison Field. Hermiston feeling good about where they're at right now, you would think, with the 8-point advantage.
Well, that, that's a game changer there, but that was such a, number one, a short punt by Richland, giving Hermiston the shorter field. Hermiston going down, then getting hit with the penalty again to hurt their big gain. And then first play out of the chute, Isaac throws probably one of the best passes I have ever seen him throw.
Yeah, and I don't say that to demean what he's done in his career. He has had a good career, but those deeper touch passes, and whether it's the timing with the receivers, it's getting the right weight on the ball, that is an incredibly hard pass to make over the top of the defense, to drop it over Bledsoe's shoulder. By the way, it's essentially about a 40-yard pass because the line of scrimmage is the 33 and he's in the shotgun. So to make that throw and then for Bledsoe to haul it in, all these pieces coming together at once for Hermiston really made it a highlight.
Yeah, it was. Beautiful, beautiful play.
Alatorre's kick hasn't got one into the end zone yet. This one's got a little juice in it and will drive Brandon into the end zone for the touchback. This is one of the things they are hoping that Abel can do pretty consistently, is make the offense start on the 20. Give the defense an 80-yard field behind him.
Yeah, and that's huge for Hermiston tonight again because, what we didn't see in film with the Southridge team against Richland was their ability to go ahead and kick it deep. Richland was starting somewhere around the 30-35 line, but it wasn't anything into the end zone. Now they got to contend with this.
With Josh Woodard and the Richland offense. 2 tight end set on 1st down and 10. Handoff, and Simons running to the left side. Simons out to the edge to the 25-yard line before he runs into trouble in the name of Neil Stasek. Stasek, the leading tackler from a year ago for Hermiston. 5-yard gain. And now Simons is to the right shoulder of Woodard on this 2nd down and 5. Left hash mark set at the 25. Woodard, hands again. Simons, kind of a delayed run to the left. He will get some space behind Jackson Jones and Nathan McClellan. McClellan, the 3-year starter on the line for Richland, helped spring what ended up being a 70-yard run to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, this is what he did last week, and Stasek is having to make the hard hits in there.
Kellen Young, Ami Tuia, the safeties in right now. 1st down and 10 at the 32. Richland's been taking a lot of deep shots on 1st down. They will take one here. Deep ball, far sideline, one-on-one. Counsel bumped the receiver, Ruelas, and he is called for another pass interference penalty.
Wow. And it looked like he was falling anyway, but it did look like you had an arm.
You can't help him.
No, you can't help it. That's what I was going to say. There was an extended hand going forward. So that'll be another 10-yard 1st down penalty.
Pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty.
15,
yeah.
7 minutes, 29 seconds left in quarter number 2. Hermiston 21, Richland 13. If you're looking to grow your business, ask about the Umatilla Electric Revolving Loan Fund and visit the UEC Business Resource Center. UEC bringing you Bulldog football here on your hometown radio station. First down and 10 at the 47. Handoff, Simons running left side, and Tanner McCoy is at the point of attack, and he slows everything up. Larson comes in to help finish off the stop with McCoy. 2-yard gain. Simons a week ago, 108 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground against Southridge in the 35-14 win, leading Richland to 1-0. And Mike Neidhold, the head coach, to his 113th win at Richland. 16 years in charge. Lob pass to Reeves, near side. Race Reeves, one of his first touches on the offensive side, races out of bounds into Hermiston territory, out at the 49-yard line. Ends up a pickup of 2.
Reeves with the reception. Ushered out of bounds by a couple of Bulldogs.
3rd down and 6 facing Richland at the Hermiston 49-yard line. Brody Bosick goes wide to the left. Colson Mackey inside of him. Chris Daniels, who caught the opening touchdown, closest to the formation. Race Reeves alone right, short side of the field. Blitz coming up the middle for Hermiston. Woodard will step up into the middle of it, get away, flag out as Woodard has first down yardage. Bumps off of Larson and is brought down by Ramirez Ortega at the 30-yard line. 19-yard run. However, I think Richland, for one of the first times tonight, is coming backwards. It is a Richland holding penalty. You know what I miss? I miss line coach Dylan Caldwell's mom, Brenda, down below us in the stands. I know she's at home watching from the comfort of her home on HTV. We say hello to those of you joining us on the Hermiston YouTube channel. But after a play like that, during that 2014 state championship run, you'd hear beep, 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 beep.
They're down at 16.
So
We're missing some creativity down there. 3rd down and 16 to go from the 41, back in Richland territory. Deep ball near side for Reeves. Reeves comes back inside of Washington, catches and moves to his left around Young. He's at the 10, at the 5. He skips into the end zone for the score. Something out of nothing, 59-yard touchdown Hail Mary from Josh Woodard to Race Reeves.
well, and you saw the ability for him keeping his eye on the football and coming back for it and just doing a great job of pulling it in. Wow. Big hit, big hit.
Reeves' 2nd touchdown reception of the night. Richland down by 2 with 6:18 left in the 2nd quarter. Josh Delnick is the offensive coordinator.
You're going to go for 2?
Well, it feels like it would make sense here. And Josh Woodard is still out on the field, so this will be a 2-point conversion try.
Attempting a 2-point conversion.
Woodard's 3rd touchdown pass of the game. 2-point conversion try. 2 backs to his right shoulder in the shotgun. It's Woodard with the keep, going left, back inside, away from all the traffic into the end zone for the conversion, and ties the game at 21.
Well, that was quick. They are a pretty quick football team.
Dalen Washington was in that one-on-one position with Race Reeves, and Richland is playing a little bit of roulette here. They're doubling down in blackjack, whichever probably inappropriate for high school football analogy to gambling you want to make, but just all these deep passes, but they're deep passes into one-on-one coverage, and they have these incredibly athletic basketball bodies who are playing in those spots.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the difference between our defensive backs and Richland's, that they are a lot, well, let's just say they are taller than we are.
I believe that's the proper terminology. As somebody who has always been shorter than just about everybody else, yeah, I think that is correct.
Well, now this, I don't know that to do it because we've not shown the ability. I mean, we've shown the ability to go ahead and cover it up. But in the Southridge game, this was a position where you saw the little kick that we saw him warming up with right up the middle of the field. Nice punch. Nope.
This is a kick towards Alex Garcia. Far sideline, takes it outside the numbers at the 20, 25, 30. And Garcia does get Hermiston good starting field position. Out to about the 33-yard line. Alex Garcia just a little bit slow to get himself back up to his feet. Mike Neidhold, the head coach, is the one who's there to grab him by the shoulder pads and pat him on the butt as he walks away. Hey, the 16th-year head coach, I told him tonight, he is one of my favorites in this league. He'll take a call anytime. He will take a call during practice if it's the right time and do the coach's interview with me. Just likes talking football, likes talking about his group. And it's fun. It makes it easier for us to do this from our side because we get such great access from Hermiston. Draw play, run play for Larson, running right side, and Ben's got an 8-yard quick hitter. Going behind the right side of the line, C.U. Sapeni, the 3-year starter at guard, leads the way. Halfway point of the second quarter. 21 apiece. Seesaw battle here in week 2. Opening night for Hermiston on the home park. Little problem. Angel Ordaz has to come off. C.U. Sapeni is limping off as well.
They were both kind of tangled up in between each other on the thing, and I don't know whether Penny had to come off. It looks like he's going to get something maybe put over to the top of a scrape.
Javier Echeverria and Race Reeves are in. So 2 offensive linemen on the right side that are brand new here on this 2nd and 3. Pressure coming. It's actually run that direction. And another yard gained on another run play inside zone to the right.
Short game.
We will get Ordaz Garcia back onto the field. But not Sapeni yet, or did Sapeni come on there late? Nope, still Reeve. Seth Reeves, another sophomore. So it's sophomores on the right side in Ordaz Garcia and Reeve. 3rd down and 1. Larson will move to Isaac Corey's right shoulder. The junior quarterback will put Bledsoe in motion right to left. Look that way. Corey pulls it down. Design run to the right side. He's got a hole. He's into the second level and out of bounds onto the Richland sideline with first down yardage. 12-yard gain, and Hermiston moves the chains with 5:04 left in the second quarter.
Very nice job that time by Corey, recognizing what was happening on that offensive line. And Larson giving a little bit of cushion, still being there for the pitch if he needed it.
First down and 10 at the 45. Right hash mark set for Corey. 2 options to his left, wide, and 1 out right. Looking to throw. No, pulls it down on a draw play. Larson got a hold of the right. Larson again. Boy, you got them youngins in on the right side, although C.U. Sapeni is back onto the field at right guard. They keep going that direction. They are finding some joy running Larson to the right.
2nd down and 3.
2nd down and 3 after a 7-yard gain. At the 38. Right hash mark for Isaac Corey. He's straight drop. Looking to throw quickly. Slant play over the middle. Bledsoe's got it at the 25. Bledsoe caught from behind as he drags a tackler inside the 20 down to the 19-yard line. The stop was made by Cohen Hansen.
19-yard pickup that time for a first down by Isaac Corey. Nice pitch right over the middle. Eric, I've been talking about that all this time. That right over the top where the linebackers are vacating. It's been wide open.
First and 10 at the 19. Tuya in, takes the handoff from Corey, moves back to his left, and he's got a burst of speed inside the 10-yard line. Tripped up by Rose, but Tuya's got 11 yards, and the chains move again. First down and goal with a little more than 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Hermiston trying to break a 21-all tie. Quick throw, left side. Krebs has it. Already 1 touchdown. Moves around 1 tackler. Flag out as Krebs is pulled down at the 6-yard line. on the wide side of the field by Zachary Birch.
Yeah, I think you're going to have a holding, an unintentional holding in there, but I think it was a holding.
Going back to the idea of having these great conversations with Mike Neidhold, I asked him, what did you learn about camp? Because they had over 100 guys go to the Eastern Washington camp. And he said, well, we got to learn a lot about our receivers and what our passing game would look like, what our secondary would look like. You can't learn a lot about the running game. You can't learn anything about the line, because when you go to those camps in the spring and the summer, there's nobody calling holding, so there's holding on every play at every position.
Yeah.
And that's always the joke, is it could be flagged every single play of a game. It's not every play tonight, but Hermiston's racked up quite a few. Like that one there, moves it back to the 18. Corey, play action, throw left side, too tall for Council, incomplete.
Yeah, that's the first time you saw Isaac got in a little bit of a hurry that time and rushed his pass a little bit instead of putting that nice little touch on it. He tried to throw that quickly but hard, and there was just not enough time for Council to go ahead and get turned around.
3:34 before halftime. Second down and goal from the 18. They are in Abel Alatorre's range. Left for Bledsoe, dumping back to the other side, and down out to the left. Larson has it on a screen play to the 5-yard line. Nifty little movement in the backfield. It looked like it was sweep to the right for Bledsoe. Screen came back across the action, and Hermiston gains 13, a much more manageable 3rd down and 5.
Go for the Bulldogs for about the 5 or 6.
Larson behind Corey. Play action to him. Corey rolling out to the right. Pressured out wide. Pushed backwards. Gets it to Tuya. Tuya dives and loses the ball out of bounds. Short of the goal line. Oh, they say it goes through the end zone. It's a touchback on the fumble.
That's too bad. Tuya had a 4-yard pickup on the reception, and then a fumble through the end zone. And for Morey, it looked like it crossed into the purple of the end zone.
Oh, it definitely. I mean, it ended up in the middle of the S of the Bulldogs in the end zone.
So the people down below us, sorry guys, he didn't break the plane of the end zone. He wasn't down, and the ball did go into the end zone on the fumble. Also,
to those folks, we need more officials, so you see it quite so well.
Come on now.
That's why we're playing on 2 Thursdays this week. First down and 10 at the 20 is where Richland has it. Game's tied at 21. Well, 3 minutes and 20 seconds left here in quarter number 2.
There's the first bullet that Richland has dodged.
Woodard, shotgun set back. Simons is a step behind him and to the left. Woodard, quick throw left side. Finds a slat, break it away. Far sideline run for Bosick. Bosick at the 40, 35, 30. Will he be caught by Council? He is run down by Justice. Ends up at the 11-yard line.
Woodard's pass complete to Bosick.
Make it the 12 is where they eventually put it. 68 yards gained.
Push out of bounds.
Excuse me, 78 yards gained. No, 68 was correct. Math is hard. First down. Now we got to wait. The chains aren't there because it says first down and goal, but it's actually 1st and 10 from the 12. Pitch play, left side, Simons out on the edge. Ooh. Hammered on the wing by Larson into the boundary at the 5-yard line. It is a pickup of 7. But the Richland coaches notice it. The chains do need to be set here. This is supposed to be 2nd and about 3. Woodard throws to the goal line low. Is it caught at the shoe tops? It is. Hauled in by Reeves. He's into the end zone again. Down markers didn't end up mattering, and Richland's back in front.
7-yard touchdown pass that time, and you're right, Eric. The officials got to let these guys get set up down there, or our chains gangs got to get down there right away and get set whenever they're called up that way. It's they're having a little struggling time getting set quick enough.
Slack's kick is true. And Richland is back out in front. 28-21 with 2 minutes and 39 seconds left before we get to halftime here. We're on AM 1360 KOHU Hermiston. We welcome you as well online at gohermiston.com and mixler.com/1360 KOHU. The web stream is brought to you by Blue Mountain Networks. Contact them to see if fiber internet availability is for you and your home. Blue Mountain Networks, internet at the speed of life. First day of school came and went fast. Thank you, parents, for trusting the Hermiston School District with the education and care of your students. The Hermiston School District sponsoring statistics here on AM 1360 KOHU. One big stat for the Richland Bombers is Race Reeves' 3 touchdown receptions tonight of the 4 times that Josh Woodard has thrown a touchdown pass, and their lead is 28-21. Coming up on halftime, brought to you by Devon Oil's Circle K, we will talk to Troy Blackburn. The cross-country coach at Hermiston High School has got 2 really good teams, and they are getting ready to host about 1,000 cross-country runners at Sandstone at the Runner's Soul cross-country event tomorrow. Little chip kickoff, fair catch taken by Neil Stasek at the 33-yard line. No return. Stasek, the linebacker, is content. I'm going to catch this, and we'll just start there. Down by 7 with 2:36 left in the second quarter. So, Troy Blackburn competition coming up. Our feature at halftime here. Halftime is brought to you by Devon Oil Circle K.
Not a bad choice by Neil. I mean, although he could have got himself in the stat column for return yardage.
He doesn't need to do that.
No, he needs to tackle.
He is not a ball handler. He is a tackler of ball handlers. That's a good decision. First down and 10 for Hermiston. The 33 is enough. Council, left to right, gets flipped the ball. Council slips a little bit, is able to turn upfield and get a yard. And Mike Neidhold will call his first timeout to pause the clock with 2:29 left in the second quarter. Richland with eyes on possibly getting the ball back in their hands and getting another opportunity to put points on the board before the teams head into the locker room. It was a big lead early for Kennewick there at Lamson Stadium tonight, hosting Walla Walla. Chiawana and Hanford are playing at Fran Risch Stadium tonight, and tomorrow afternoon at Edgar Brown, it's a 1 o'clock kickoff. The Southridge Suns are again playing on College Football Day. This time they have the Pasco Bulldogs. Next week, Richland and Hanford at Fran Risch Stadium. Now, what we have been told both last week when we were at Hanford and this week with the Richland crew, Hanford is wanting to pull their home activities up to Hanford Stadium and no longer share Fran Risch. And Richland is content as could be with that because they would like to more personalize Fran Risch if they can. Hanford does need a few added amenities for their stadium to be a week-in, week-out stadium in the MCC. That's why, probably for the very near future, if not for the long future, Fran Risch will host all the Richland-Hanford games. Isaac Corey steps up in the pocket at 2nd down and 9 out of the Richland timeout, dumps it off. The underneath pass is caught at a 1st down and more. Lyman rears Ortega down the far side. He can fly at the 20, 15, 10. Race Reeves can fly as well, catches him and shoves him down inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line.
Rumbles down inside the 5-yard line.
64-yard pickup that time.
Landon Shilhonic is the 400-meter star at Hermiston High School for the track program, but Jaime Ramirez Ortega, Justice Council. You got a ton of speed in that receiving core, and Ramirez Ortega might be the fastest of them all in pads. First down and goal. They say at the 5 is where he was down and out. Corey to throw. Pumps, steps back to his right, flag out as Corey is caught, and he will be sacked. Unceremoniously thrown down at the 15-yard line. Backwards 10 yards. But we have to check on the marker. I think that's probably against Hermiston. It's probably declined again.
Yeah, because there's a 10-year. Well, they're going to give him. Well, yeah, they'll give him the 10-yard loss or 9-yard loss is where they got it marked at right now.
It is a conversation by the referee, Tim Sumner, with the Richland coaches. Indication is decline. We hear what we're thinking about.
On the offense, that penalty is declined. Second down.
And it was actually a 12-yard loss.
No, they moved it again. That ball was spotted.
Okay.
It was spotted at the 14 ultimately, 9 yards backwards. Minute 49 left. The clock is spinning here in the second quarter. Hermiston trailing Richland by a touchdown. Jaime Ramirez Ortega had the big 60-plus yard run is wide to the right side. Trips options left for Corey with Larson to his right. Hard count. Second slap of the hands, gets the ball, stands in the pocket, now shuffles out to his right. He's in trouble. Coming back to the left side. Corey trying to make something out of nothing. He will pump. He will throw into the end zone. Wide open. Tuya for the score. You can't defend forever in the secondary, and eventually Ami Tuya was one of 3 wide open Bulldogs in the left corner, and Isaac Corey was able to extend the play enough and extend the pocket back and to the left enough to find time to throw that touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. He looked, Eric, 100% more composed this game over first game jitters. 100%, because he didn't just take off and run. He let those guys go ahead and separate a little bit before he made the decision.
Jaime Ramirez Ortega pumps it straight down the middle of the goalpost, and the game is tied. Excuse me, Abel Alatorre. Either way, the game is tied at 28. That would really make Jaime multifaceted.
Yeah.
28 apiece, minute 22 left in the second quarter here at Bulldog Stadium.
So question for you. We've been working on this. Do we try and steal a possession right here?
If it's me, no. Kick the ball, try to get it into the end zone, make them go 80 yards. Yes, Richland has 2 timeouts remaining with a minute 22 left, but I don't want to give the ball to Josh Woodard on a short field with 2 timeouts, and a minute 22 is a lot.
It looks like they're thinking possibly something like that because they just put a bunch of hands people up front. Running backs and a tight end.
So Abel Alatorre will kick it away. It is still Jacob Brannon and John Simons, the 2 starting running backs, or the 2 running backs. Brannon started. It's been Simons most of the night. Alatorre takes a very long run up. It's about a 12-yard run up on kickoffs. Kind of walks into it, jogs, and then explodes into this kick. This one is driven and to the near side. Brandon has it at the 4. Down outside the numbers at the 20. Moves back to his left at the 25 and pulled down from behind. Brandon caught by McCamey at the 28-yard line.
Nice job, McCamey and Akers there.
Haven't talked about Colin much, the senior in that linebacking core for Hermiston. He is also an H-back on the offensive side of the ball. Hermiston has in a lot of packages where they're using the H-back tonight. First down and 10. So 71 yards in front of Richland with 1:16 left before halftime. This game is tied at 28. Woodard rolls to the left, will pull it down and run himself. Caught by Neil Stasek. Woodard does scramble, however, for 7. Richland probably had 2 plays in to start this drive, so 2nd down and 3 from the 36. Left hash mark set. Woodard straight drop to throw. Left side toward the sideline, underthrown, incomplete. Trying to get it out into the direction of Ruelas, but could not. Mike Neidhold says, our offense is basketball on grass, so it's perfect for Woodard. He can play point guard, essentially, just spread it around. 9 different receivers caught a ball last week in the 35-14 win over Southridge. In fact, both of these teams, they are essentially platooning receivers. You see a lot of guys lining up out wide. 3rd down and 3 for Richland. From the 36, Richland quick throw near side. Mackey has it. He's hit immediately by Ramirez Ortega. The yardage of the line of scrimmage up to the 38. It's not quite there. It's 4th and short. 30 seconds left. Richland's offense stays out on the field. There's about a 1.5 difference between game clock and the play clock. Handoff to Simon. Simons breaks the tackle. Will have the 1st down yardage. And a timeout for Richland as Simons gets it to the 46-yard line. So it works. He gains 7.
Timeout.
And they will move the chains. Columbia Orthodontics scoreboard. They're into the start of the 3rd quarter at Taft High School on the coast. Umatilla trailing Taft 27-0.
This was a special presentation.
I told this story this morning on the Odds and Ends program. Umatilla School Superintendent Heidi Sipe, who is one of my bosses, but also my neighbor. I bought her house from her and her husband, Kyle, who is the head coach. And I said, you know, the thing about Taft that's interesting, and this is a random Phil story, but whatever, we're here. You're here. You don't have anywhere. You can't go anywhere. You got to listen. When I graduated from college 17 years ago, there were 2 in Oregon play-by-play jobs available. There was KOHU with news and sports here in Hermiston, and there was Taft High School, and it was sports and sales. I didn't want to do sales. I had a journalism degree, so I ended up here instead of there. 1st down and 10 from the 46. Woodard's going to pull it down, run. Comes out to the right side and cannot get away from Ramirez Ortega. Eggers kind of jumped on semi-late there. No flag out on it, however. Richland, they will take their final timeout. So Woodard scramble gets them another 6. And with 5.3 seconds left, they'll get to take 1 shot, barring a penalty, towards the end zone with the game tied at 28.
Well, had you gone to Taft, you may be calling football games down there for the son of an ex-Hermiston wide receiver, basketball star, baseball star, and Hall of Fame player at Eastern Oregon. John Tolan's son, Jake, is the head coach at Taft High School.
John's the Hall of Famer, though.
John is the Hall of Famer, yes.
Okay, well, I can also say this. I know my sensibilities, and I'm like 180% positive I wouldn't have made it 17 years in Newport, Oregon. The Chowder Bowl is fantastic. It is the best New England clam chowder outside of New England.
Yeah.
But you can only have chowder so many times, and you can visit the coast. 2nd down and 4 to go. Blitz coming up the middle. Woodard to step around it. Pitch the ball deep to the end zone. It is a scramble for it right at the goal line. Ball is knocked out. Richland says they've got a touchdown. They do.
Who just caught that? What?
Colson Mackey is the one who comes away with the ball. Flag out. Well after the play. This is going to be a personal foul on Hermiston for protesting.
Touchdown, Richland.
It was a jump ball. Hermiston was in position to take it.
Flag on the play.
Hermiston was in position to knock it away, and Colson Mackey hauled it in.
Well, that's, in a way, I could see a little bit of it there. I couldn't see the actual catch. But Hermiston was playing that like a punt, waiting for it to calm down instead of going up there and just batting the ball away. And Mackey went up right in between, 2-3 defenders, and went and got the ball himself.
That penalty would be assessed on kickoff.
The penalty is against the Hermiston
Halftime, so you got to take the
bench. So the penalty will go at the start of the second half. And now it is a conversation with David Faitete and the officiating crew, or at least 2 of the 5 officials, prior to this point after attempt. So Colson Mackey catches, what did that end up being? 48 yards. A 5th touchdown pass for Woodard on the night.
So one of the assistants coaches from Hermiston is who got that penalty.
I believe that is what the official said.
And since it is halftime right now, they will that'll be assessed at the beginning of the second half then.
Yeah, so
Because the clock ran out. and
Hermiston is getting the ball to start the second half. So the kickoff will come from the 45 in Hermiston territory to start the second half.
Now what is this? Was it against us or was it against Richland? They just marked it off against Richland.
unsportsmanlike penalty will be assessed on the try.
Oh, it was against Richland.
No. Wait.
Yes. This is the try.
Okay, they
now.
indicated
Okay, T is on.
unsportsmanlike. They indicated it was against Hermiston,
Yeah.
but apparently it was against Richland.
Slack lines up.
And so
Long extra point.
Jason Slack is going to try an extra point that turns into a 35-yard field goal before these teams head into the locker room. Slack's got plenty of leg for it. Is it online? It is.
Wow.
35-28. The teams head to the locker room here at the halftime break. It is back and forth. A wild week 2 is brewing here in Hermiston at Bulldog Stadium. The Bombers on that Hail Mary connection. Josh Woodard to Colson Mackey in traffic will send the Bombers into the locker rooms at half, up by 7. When we come back, Devon Oil Circle K halftime show, and we talk to Troy Blackburn, the head coach of the cross-country programs, about tomorrow's cross-country event. It's halftime here on AM 1360 KOHU. thought he had found some space, but Matthew Stanfield, a sophomore on special teams, catches him. And so the return just to the 30. It's still decent starting position for Hermiston, down by 7 as we start the second half of action here at Kennison Field on Friday night. Trips to the left for Isaac Corey. Ben Larson to his left shoulder on 1st and 10 from the 30. Quick throw left side. Austin Bledsoe has it on the wide receiver screen. Gets around to the edge and is ushered out of bounds into the Richland bench. Gain of 6 or 7. Jacob Brannon is the one who takes Bledsoe out of bounds after a 7-yard pickup. No huddle for Hermiston. Ramirez Ortega is wide to the right side. Bledsoe is in the slot that way. And Justice Council is alone left. Now, Neil Stasek is in at a tight end spot. Really is an extra lineman. Larson to the right shoulder of Corey. Long pause before 2nd and 3. Now the snap comes. Handoff to Larson, running left side. Out to the edge, he'll cut back to his right and able to get just across the line of scrimmage. Pick it up about a yard before he runs into the big man, Jackson Jones.
Yeah, that one there was messed up right from the beginning. It took way too long to get the play into number 1. Number 2, it looked like there was a little bit of confusion. And when they did hit the line just did not have the push.
Ends up no gain, 3rd down and 3. Opening drive of the second half, Bulldogs down by a score. Corey looking to his right. He will throw, pulls it down instead, caught, breaks away from the tackle to the far sideline, shoved out of bounds. It is going to be close to the marker. In the backfield, Cooper Holcomb had Isaac Corey. Should have been caught for a loss. Instead, Corey turns it into a 2-yard gain and 4th and 1. Wouldn't be surprised if Hermiston leads the offense on the field. That's the look right now. Need to get across the 40. Nose of the ball, left hash mark 39. Larson to the right of Isaac. It's Isaac on the keeper, running right side. Comes out to the edge, breaks a tackle, 1st down yardage, shoved out of bounds. Eventually by Brannon. Corey out at the 47-yard line. 8-yard gain, and it will move the chains to keep the drive going for Hermiston almost 2 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, that's Hermiston's 17th first down of the game, Eric. That's what they equaled all the whole game up there in Hanford. Almost. We're too short of it, I think.
1st down and 10 at the 47. Right hash mark set. Corey to throw. Lots of time in the pocket. Now he'll pull it down, coming to his right, extending the play, throws it over the middle, dropped by Bledsoe, who was sliding to his knees. It was a little bit behind him. Should have hauled it in either way.
2nd and 10 Bulldogs.
Now an update from the coast, 34-0 with just over 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter. On the Columbia Orthodontics scoreboard, that is Taft leading the visiting Umatilla Vikings. 2nd down and 10, Hermiston has receivers stacked one behind the other on each side. Quick throw right side. Ramirez Ortega on the wide receiver screen has yardage in front of him. Spun down into Richland territory at the 42-yard line. Some extracurricular wiggling around under the pile there. Bunch of guys doing a worm competition. No flags come out for it. They'll just spin the clock with 10:07 left in the 3rd quarter. Hermiston trying to even this thing up, trailing 35-28. Richland showing blitz. They'll back off. Corey will dump it. Thrown far side. Race Reeves says he's got an interception. It is intercepted on the far sideline by Reeves at the 29.
That is an awful hard throw to make there, Eric. All the way across from one number stripe to all the way to across the field. Ball made it just floated just a little bit.
Hermiston had this great looking opening drive for 2 minutes 5 seconds, and now Richland's got the ball, looking to add to their 35-28 lead. Josh Woodard's got 2 in the backfield with them. Kyle Kane, a sophomore, is to his left. He'll pull it out of his pocket, pitch it, left side run. Simons out to the edge and doesn't have a lot of space to go because of Ben Larson. About a 3-yard gain. Tuya in there on the stop as well. Maybe Tuya on the stop alone now that I think back to how that pile unpiled. Mackey and Daniels are to the right. Mackey had the big 48-yard touchdown as time expired at the end of the first half. 2 running backs to the right of Woodard, who will hand off to the second one through. Flags out as Woodard gets it to Simons. Simons breaks into the second level. He's gone down the near sideline. Diving play. Tuya chases him down from behind. Everything's coming back either way because of the penalty back near the line of scrimmage against Richland.
Yeah, that time there, I believe it was a left tackle, left guard actually inside. It was the center, 66. I think it's the center. Yeah, he had the corner already, but he just kind of reached out and grabbed a hold of the hip.
Holding penalty erases a good run by Simons. And another big play. One of the things David Faitete praised his team for last week, looking at his defense that he coordinates as well as the head coach, is that they did play bend not break against Hanford. They made Hanford make long drives. They didn't give up explosion plays. Richland tonight has been just every bit of explosion play that they can find off of Josh Woodard's arm for 5 touchdowns. Get lucky there. 10 yards back means second down and 17 from the 23. Woodard looking to roll to the right side. Pressure comes. He will get it away. Deep ball right sideline, too tall. Looking for Race Reeves. Incomplete. Race Reeves just has an extra gear that he flips on there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think he was going to be able to get the corner, and he sure did come up with it. Man. Went right, looked like it just off just a little away from the fingertips.
On the Columbia Orthodontics scoreboard, it is a final down in Echo. 51-0 over Pine Eagle is how the home opener ends for the Cougars. 8:46 left in the third quarter here. 35-28 Richland. Woodard in the pocket, steps up, throws a deep ball down the near sideline, bounces off of Bosik's face mask out of bounds. Much better job by Justice Council, who's been one-on-one with Bosik a lot tonight.
Yeah, and that time there, he had a little bit of help that time off the inside, but Council did a great job. He had Kellen Young back there with him also, and did a good job of defending that time.
So Hermiston helped by a penalty, and for the second time tonight, Jason Slack is out to punt. He will kick from his own 10 on 4th down and 17. Hermiston's got 2 back to return. High kick. This one is better hit. Alex Garcia takes it to the 45. He will return it. Moving out to his left, just short of the midfield stripe. Pulled backwards and switches direction over to the right side. And just too long. Bryson Roa eventually gets there downfield and pulls Garcia down. Killing Kerwick in on the stop.
Yeah, had a little more yards that he'd not reversed his field than what he ended up with, was 2 yards plus on the return.
So 2 drives that had a bit of promise. 1 ruined by an interception, 1 ruined by a holding penalty, erasing a big run. And now Hermiston's got it midfield. We're still 35-28 in favor of the visiting Richland Bombers. 1st and 10 for Isaac Corey. In motion, right to left, Ramirez Ortega. Out that way is where Corey looks. Hands off up the middle. Draw play to Larson. He's got a first down yardage. Down the middle he runs. Catching him from behind, Cohen Hansen. Makes the stop, but Larson is into Richland territory.
17-yard pickup that time. Puts Larson real close to that 100-yard mark, Eric.
First down and 10. Corey straight drop, looking left. Nothing there. He will shovel out to the right side and throws downfield. Big hit from behind. Stasek holds on to it. Stasek to the 31. 8-yard gain. And look at earlier, I was saying he's a tackler of the ball when he caught that fair catch on the little pooch kickoff by Richland. Caught that one in traffic, getting hammered from behind as he did. 2nd down and 2. Tuya is in the backfield with Corey. And Tuya takes it in his belly, running left side. He's got the first down yardage across the 20-yard line. Puts his shoulder down, is inside the 15. Ami Tuya, 16-yard run, and the chains move again. Hermiston looking to tie this thing up, trailing by a touchdown with 7:24, and the clock is spinning here in quarter number 3. Welty and Krebs to the left, Akers and Allen to the right. 1st down and 10, just across the 15-yard line. Corey takes a snap. The junior quarterback bounces in the pocket, throws over the middle. He's got it into the end zone. Krebs for another touchdown.
Krebs is an end zone finding person there, Eric.
And he is Mr. Let's Play Richland every week. 9 catches last year. He's into the end zone for the 2nd time this year. And Hermiston's an extra point away from tying this game back up with Richland.
4 catches, 89 yards right now for Krebs and 2 touchdowns. Also put Isaac over 300 yards on the night.
Kicks through. And this game is knotted up at 35 at Hermiston High School's Bulldog Stadium. Richland gets it back as we keep to go back and forth here tonight at Kennison Field. After this on AM 1360 KOHU. We're back in 1 minute.
Personal foul. Defense, personal foul on the offense. So Copley's offset.
Simmons and Brandon back deep to return for the Bombers. Able to kick it away. Kellen Young with the important tackle.
Jacob Brannon dropped the kickoff from Abel Alatorre at the 5-yard line, but he picked it back up and was able to shift it into high gear quickly. Ends up at the 44-yard line on the return. So it's a fumble that doesn't hurt at all. Richland has put the ball on the turf 3 times tonight. They've only lost 1 of them. Josh Woodard has not given the ball to Hermiston. Isaac Corey has been intercepted once. Woodard working on a short field, 1st and 10 from the 44. The game tied at 35. Handoff up the middle, and for the first time tonight, we see Dorian Chattis, a senior, in there in the backfield for the run, gaining 6 yards.
Chattis and Richland on the carry. 2 on the stop.
By the way that Woodard moves the ball around to his receivers, and now 4 different running backs we've seen tonight. They got a lot of guys with their hands on the ball. Josh Woodard touches it every time. Handoff there, left side run. Chattis again. Flag out as he gets first down yardage into Hermiston territory up to the 43-yard line where he runs into Jack Thomas.
Late flag on the play. Chattis was on the carry. Council was on the stop.
6-yard pickup for Chattis again, but let's see what happens here. Looks like it's going up against Richland. They're walking back.
.609 on the clock, quarter number 3. An indication coming. It is holding against the Richland Bombers. Josh Jelnick, the offensive coordinator, he had the last drive erased because of a holding penalty and at an opportune time. Can Hermiston take advantage again and put the Richland OC at a tough spot here on 2nd and long? From the 45, it's moved back to a 2nd and 9 situation. Woodard straight drop to throw this time, looking over the middle. Now he will go deep ball for Reeves, too far. Reeves got past Ramirez Ortega, who reaches down and helps him back up. As those two speedsters battled the outside, and Jaime knew he got beat.
Yeah.
And just the ball beat them both down to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, he was kind of, Reeves was kind of stumbling a little bit coming out of that. But he did have Jaime beat on the play and just couldn't catch his balance enough to go ahead and run under the ball.
Tied at 35, almost at halfway here in the 3rd quarter. Simon's back in the backfield, stays in the block for Woodard. Quick throw near side. Bosick has it and is pushed out of bounds. Bosick, 3 catches a week ago, a touchdown and 71 yards against Southridge in the victory. That is good for first down yardage and moves it into Hermiston territory at the 41.
First and 10 Bombers.
1st and 10 for Richland. 3 options wide to the right side for Woodard. And Reeves alone to the left. No, check that. Bosick's to the left. Woodard will throw right. Ooh. Incomplete. Bounced off the hands of Ruelas, bounced through the hands of Amituya. It was a deflected ball. It's not the easiest thing in the world to pick off, but it was about as gift-wrapped as anything Josh Woodard has had leave his hand tonight.
Yeah, but then it almost came right back into the hands of the Richland receiver again. It was very close.
2nd down and 10 at the 41. Woodard flips it out into the right flat for Simons there. To foot race, he won't win. Caught by Stasek for a loss back at the 44-yard line. Neil Stasek.
3rd and 13 for the Bombers.
He's going to make a shout to be in that all-league conversation in a couple of more months when the MCC coaches get together. He's in on so many plays for Hermiston. He's been doing it for 3 years. 3rd and 13, back of the 44. Woodard from the right hash mark. Looks to throw right side towards his sideline. Comeback route from Mackey's got it, and the first down yardage to the Hermiston 29.
15-yard pickup for Mackey and a first down. That ball was just thrown on a rope.
4:59 on the clock, which is paused here in the 3rd quarter. Richland trying to get the lead back. Fourth time we've been tied tonight since the scoring barrage started. 35 apiece. Woodard, option play, pitches to Simons left side. Simons will put his shoulder down and run over the top of Tuya, who out on the outside makes the open field tackle. Not before Simons gets 7.
Gain of about 6 or 7 on the play.
Jack Thomas back in, inside linebacker. Ben Larson will get spelled here with a 2nd and 3 facing the Bulldog defense. Simons to the left of Woodard. Trips right again for the senior quarterback from Richland. Woodard Calls for the snap, takes it, looking right, quick throw that way. Bobbled ball, hauled in by Rose. And it's first down yardage, picks up 5.
Stasek with the stick.
Another big hit by Neil Stasek. And a lucky catch for Zach Rose because he did not have that one in comfortably. But Richland has driven it inside the 20, inside that so-called red zone now. Looking to break this 35-all tie. Twin receivers both ways for Woodard. Simons, the senior back to his left, will take the handoff from Woodard up the middle. He runs, breaks one tackle, runs right into the middle of Jack Thomas and Neil Stasek, the two middle linebackers. For a few years now, Hermiston has been in a 4-2-5 defense, and pretty strictly 4-2-5. That extra safety, they call it the Superman position. That's the one they were trying to fill with Landon Shilhonic out tonight, the senior. But David Vaitete using a lot more variety this year. Like this 2nd down and 6 play, there's just 3 down linemen. An extra linebacker out there for Woodard to turn, fake the handoff, keep it, going left side. Woodard, nice shimmy, gets to the end zone and dives in for the score. There was a big collision short of the goal line between two Bulldogs as Woodard ran it in. Woodard gives the lead back to the Richland Bombers. Jack Thomas is the one that Dan Emery is out and checking on. Dan Emery, 22 years here as the head trainer at Hermiston High School. Gets help this year as Hermiston added another trainer to the fold. And good to have a little help for Dan with trainer Debbie Green and now trainer Dan together. And Thomas being checked on right now. David Vaitete is out there as well. Jack and Justice ran into each other. And it is the left leg. I think the good news is that sure looks Charlie Horse-esque.
Yeah.
Because now he's putting most of his weight on it as he gingerly walks up the sideline with his arm over the shoulder of the longtime Hermiston trainer.
And you're talking about our second trainer. She is a transplant here from Pendleton. She was the trainer in Pendleton for the Buckaroos for, I think, 8 years or 9 years up there.
Oh, I think a lot longer than that.
Probably so.
Sonny.
I'm probably way off.
Jason Slack kicks the extra point through. 42-35 with 2:29 left in the third quarter. And Richland is back out in front. So the teams have traded touchdowns here in quarter number 3. Hermiston is looking for their second ever win against Richland. This is game number 7 in the series between the two. And the last 2 have been one-way traffic. Richland 48-7 last year. Richland in 2021. Last time the game was played here, it was 48-0. And it was running clock pretty quick in the second half. But tonight, Hermiston is just ready to trade haymakers with Richland. Back and forth we go.
Well, with all the scoring, they are wearing out the play clock button over there and the on-off button on the clock itself. Because they are doing a lot of scoring tonight.
This would be an interesting spot just to mention that Richland is not one to be shy from some type of onside extra possession type try on a kickoff. This is instead that short pooch. It'll bounce at the 25, bounce past Allen, and he picks it up coming backwards. Hermiston's going to start on like the 12-yard line. Was that Kellen? No, that was Jaime Ramirez Ortega. Ends up with no gain as he goes backwards, backtracks, and does at least collect the ball.
Ramirez Ortega.
So that's that's the hard thing about it. You've got to be able to come up and field that ball in the air, because if it bounces, in particular on this turf, any turf, you can go anywhere, any direction, depending upon how that ball is spinning.
Justice Council's the receiver to the left. That's the short side of the field. Bledsoe, slot right. Ramirez Ortega outside of him that way. Tuya in the backfield along with Larson. Pistol set. Larson behind Corey on 1st and 10 from the 13. Handoff to Larson, left side run. Larson churning his feet, churning all the way towards the down marker. That's nearly a 10-yard run on 1st down. You know, one of the nice things tonight is Jack Thomas is really one of the first guys who's had to receive any type of real treatment. And Dan Emery's still checking on him. But it has been a physical game, but it's been clean hitting tonight. Corey's going to keep it on 2nd and 1 running right side. We'll get the 1st down yardage, pick it up about 3 to the 26. A minute 48 remaining in quarter number 3. Richland's lead is 42 to 35.
First down.
First down and 10 at the 26-yard line. Twin receivers each way for Corey. Larson's to his right. Now Corey steps up to the line, puts his hands up near his ears, maybe changing this play. He'll take the snap, look at a throw, straight drop, deep ball, right side. Ramirez Ortega behind the defense. He's got the catch inside Richland territory. He has run out of bounds. Huge gain for Jaime Ramirez Ortega. Got behind John Corbin. Corbin was able to chase him down, but it's all the way to the 20-yard line.
What is your mathematics on that one there?
Isn't it 48, 49? 49. Larson to take a handoff, coming to the right side. He's spun around, and Keisel Cohn is able to pull him down at the 11-yard line. But Larson, it's about an 8-yard run. Mike Neidhold said, the conversation he and defense coordinator Wes Mason had this week, they have to figure out how to stop the run. Hermiston's run the ball well. There are flags out everywhere on this quick throw out to the right side into Kellen Allen's hands. Kellen Young, excuse me.
I don't know that we got set, Eric.
Well, there's one that flew from the back judge. There's one that flew from the near side linesman.
12 men on the field.
Oh, Hermiston had too many on the field.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry. Richland had too many on the field.
Should set a 1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
I'm in that same mindset. Like every time a flag flies, I assume it's on us.
So who got the catch in the 1st down there?
Young did.
Young got the catch.
1st down and goal at the 6. 45 seconds. The clock is spinning here in quarter number 3. Hermiston trailing by a score. Play action and a left side roll for Corey. He outruns everybody. He's going to put his shoulder down, go to the goal line. He is out at the 1. 5-yard run. Isaac's got his hands up above his head, saying he got in for the 3rd time this season. Had 2 rushing touchdowns at Hanford last week in the opening win. Let's call it the 2 for 2nd down and goal. It still says 1st down over there. Corey running left side. He will shed a tackler this time, get into the end zone. And with 29 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, flags fly everywhere after that.
But there are penalty flags now.
Corey's into the end zone from 2 yards out. There is a Richland Bomber. It's Race Reeves being attended to on the far sideline. Don Morales and Caitlin Stevens are the trainers from Richland High School. And so they're checking on Reeves. This may be a cramping situation for him.
Looks like it over there.
Haven't received the indication. Laundry was flying all over the place. Hermiston is lining up as if this is a traditional extra point to be taken to tie the game at 42, with 29 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. David Faitete is talking with the officiating crew about what this assessment is going to be. And this is a long conversation about what direction this is going to go. Get the Rogers Motors Extreme Performance Custom Accessory Package on your next vehicle from Rogers Toyota of Hermiston. They take it to the extreme. Rogers Toyota brings you starting lineups during our sports coverage here on KOHU. That was a demonstrative and flustered David Faitete as he came away from that conversation with the officials.
After the touchdown.
Here it is.
Dead ball. Lakeland, personal foul. Number 53 is removed from the contest.
Siu Penny has been removed from the contest for what was described as a flagrant personal foul in a dead ball situation. He is flanked on the bench behind Hermiston by Isaac Corey and Jack Thomas, and now CU does have to leave for the remainder of this one with 29 seconds left. David Faitete is back with a trio of the officials continuing the discussion here and continuing to plead his case before we get the opportunity for Abel Alatorre to attempt this tying extra point.
And then there will be a 15-yard penalty assessed on the kickoff.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
We're getting into interesting territory. So Richland has a very rich history, pun not intended, in their football program. 8 times to title games in the WIAA. 3 times they have been the champions, including most recently 2017. But the history is like minor league baseball detailed in the media packet they send out to us. So I can tell you that when Richland scores between 41 and 50 points, which they have done 72 times, they've only lost twice. And if they score more than 51 points, they've never lost a game. So we'll just put that in the back of our minds as this is about to be, we think, 42 apiece. I don't have any of those details. I think that those of you who were around in the 80s and 90s know there were some pretty bleak times where there wasn't a lot of reason to keep records of things. So we know there was bad for a while. We know there was good sometimes. We've been here for 2 state titles. Abel Alatorre kicks it through after that long pause. And we are tied at 42. Can Hermiston make some history against the Richland Bombers, who've never lost in the state of Oregon? We'll keep talking about it when we come back here on AM 1360 KOHU. The penalty against CU, which has him removed from the contest. So Hermiston's got a defensive tackle on one side of the ball and the starting right guard on the other side of the ball to replace here for the final quarter plus 29 seconds of the third quarter. The penalty is assessed here on the kickoff, so Abel Alatorre is kicking from the 25 instead of the 40. The conversation continues before this kick. And everybody seems to be happy now. The district's athletic and activities director, Larry Usher, is down there as well, talking to Brian Smith. The offensive line coach was the one who walked with CU out. So Alatorre's kick's going to take it at the 30 on the run by Simon. Simon's got a chance for a good return here. He's going to put his shoulder down and get all the way to the midfield stripe. Richland's got half the field to work, tied at 42, 22.9 seconds left in quarter number 3. Get your favorite cold or grilled sub with fresh veggies and cheese. Every sub can be personalized with your favorite fresh ingredients. And of course, always famous American cheese fries. At USA Subs and Grill, they bring you the play of the game in the Sway Motors Tailgate Show after each contest. We got a lot to choose from here. And we got a lot of football left.
Yes, indeed we do.
42 apiece. Richland back on the ball. Hermiston has only a couple of stops all night. Okay, so Ken going to the right side and doesn't have a whole lot of room to go. Gets about 2 yards to the Hermiston 48-yard line.
Akers on the stop that time for the Bulldogs, and a good job slicing in there.
32. And that's going to conclude the third.
That's the last play of the third quarter. 42 apiece. Everybody puts 4 fingers up over their head. We go to the fourth here when we return to Bulldog Stadium on AM 1360 KOHU. Second down and 8 as we start the fourth quarter. Kiesel Kane is caught from behind by Larson. He gets up to the 45, a 3-yard gain in Hermiston territory.
Larson with the stop for the Bulldogs. It's going to make it 3rd and 5.
Third down and 5. Woodard to throw. Deep ball near sideline. Jump ball batted away from Mackey. Ramirez Ortega to one-on-one, and he's able to knock it out.
Nice job that time, but just hanging with him, Eric. He did a great job.
For the Bombers.
In the opening seconds of quarter number 4. Tied at 42. Richland's offense stays on the field with 4th down and 5 at the Hermiston 45. Josh Woodard, shotgun set, takes the snap, straight drop, looking to throw. Now he'll step up to run for the first down. Bumps off of a tackler and pinballs his way into first down yardage.
Larson came up and laid a lick on him, and Stacy put him away. But an 8-yard run, first down run for Woodard. Wow.
To the 38-yard line in Hermiston territory in the opening minute of quarter number 4. Game's tied at 42. Chris Daniels had a 40-yarder to start this game. He's wide to the left side. There are 3 options that way for Woodard. A man to the right. And it's a delayed handoff on a draw play coming back to the right side by Chattis. Chattis has the ball knocked out, but he gets it back. That is the 4th time they've put the ball on the turf tonight. They've only lost 1 of them.
Yeah, that time there, he gets 3 yards and gives 2 of it back on the for the rest of the run there. So, yeah, that's awful tough.
Landon Northrup is in the slot left. And Daniels is outside of him. To the right, Rose and Reeves. The snap, look at a throw for Rose. Rose got inside of Ramirez Ortega, who slips and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. 38-yard strike, and Richland's back in front.
Wow. We haven't seen this in a long time, Eric. One like this. This is, we're getting there to the Lewiston, Hermiston back in the early 2000s, wasn't it?
That was 2008.
8, yeah. A lot of yards being put on the paper up here.
6 touchdown passes now for Woodard. He's got one on the ground himself as well. And Jason Slack for another PAT attempt to make it a 7-point lead for the Bombers. And he does. And it's 49-42 with 10:10 left in the 4th here on AM 1360 KOHU. We'll be back in 1 minute.
We did not have a winner pick up earnings for the 50-50, so we're going to try one additional ticket. The new number, 492727. I repeat, the new 50-50 winner is ticket 492727. Please meet the cheer coaches down at the East Gate by the field to collect your winnings. Scoop kick, fair cap by Stasic.
Another Richland pooch kick, and Neil Stasic again secures it with a fair catch. Hermiston will start at the 35, trailing 49-42. 10:08 left in the 4th quarter. It is now your turn, Isaac Corey. The Bulldogs offense has been able to move the ball consistently tonight. Both teams have. Handoff on a delay, and Larson coming behind the left side gets about 2.5 yards up to the 38.
Eric, that's what we've been looking for a while. That's his 13th rush of the night. 102 yards on the night.
Second down and 7.
Stats brought to you by the Hermiston School District. Corey to throw on second down and 7. Time over the middle has Krebs across the 50. Lays down at the 48-yard line in Richland territory. First down yardage.
So that's enough yardage for a bulldog. First down.
First down and 10 at the 48-yard line. Corey will scramble, pull it down himself. Flag out as Corey is running, and down the near sideline, steps out of bounds. Race Reeves is the one who shepherds him out, but this is coming back.
Reeves of Richland finally forced him out of bounds.
It'll be, what, about 6 yards deep in the backfield?
10-yard penalty, replay first down.
So why are they marking this from the line of scrimmage?
Well, that's more beneficial. It moves it back to the 42-yard line. First down and 20. Clock spinning, 9:10 left. Hermiston trailing by 7. Corey stays in the pocket. This time he's hit and dropped. A sack for Richland. Only their second of the night. And it was a meet at the quarterback situation for Cooper Schmidt and Cooper Holcomb.
Holcomb and a host of bombers into the
Back to the 39, lose a couple more. Second down and a lot. Second and long. Corey looking to throw. Dumps over the middle into the hands of Ramirez Ortega. Ramirez Ortega slips. Gains 5 up to the 44. Got a little bit of it back.
Ortega. Rose of Richland with the stop.
Ball right in the middle of the park with 8 minutes remaining in regulation. 49-42. Hermiston's got some work to do here. There's plenty of time left to kick this one away if they don't get this first down on 3rd and long. Corey, lots of time, steps up in the pocket, trouble there. He will back out of the pocket, roll out to his left side. Throw downfield, tip ball by Reese Raves, incomplete. It was going to be behind Young anyway.
Yeah, that's what you don't want to do. Lob that ball up there like that. If you have to, make sure you go ahead and get your feet set so you can throw it hard. Because the longer that ball stays in the air.
Fourth down, 18. Abel Alatorre is going to punt from his 30. He was having trouble catching the punt snap last week. Late person out there. That is low. Picked up by Abel. He does get the kick away. High short wobbler. Takes a sideways bounce. It goes Richland's direction. The snapper, Max Shilhonic, gets on it at the 44-yard line. That is Landon's younger brother, who is able to make it not as bad. But Richland's got the ball at the 44. There is a flag out. And I think this is going to be a substitution penalty. I think Hermiston's got too many on the field.
It looked like it, Eric.
They had 10, and 2 people went at once to make it 12.
They still got 12 on the field.
That penalty is declined. First down, Richland.
They called it a motion penalty. Richland says, we don't care. We'll just take the ball at the 44 with a 49-42 lead. 7:33 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Right now, Isaac Corey is probably on a pace to do something that we haven't seen for a long time here. He has thrown the ball, of course, 32 times, but 395 yards and over 340 yards for Richland.
Handoff to Simons down the far sideline, breaks into the second level. He's shoved out of bounds in Hermiston territory. Bulldogs defense has to find a stop. Simons ends up out at the 25-yard line. It's a gain of
31 yards. Wow.
It is a gain of 31. 7:26. The clock is paused with Simons running out of bounds. Hermiston down 49-42. Jacob Brannon is switched into the backfield from Woodard. He'll run speed option left, pitch to Brannon.
Ooh.
Brannon upended on the far sideline.
Speed option.
It was another big play by Ben Larson, getting out there on the edge and making the open field tackle, diving right at Brannon's ankles for a loss of 1.
By Colin McCamey.
From the 26-yard line, left hash mark. Trips options right for Woodard on 2nd and long. Richland taking some time on the clock. Woodard's got the play clock down to 5 when he takes the snap to throw. Right side, finds space in the second level for Mackey. Mackey had that big catch right at the half that put the teams into the locker room with Richland in front by 7. He's got first down yardage on this catch down to the 14.
Yardage is enough for Richland first down.
It's a first down. It's good for 12, and the clock is moving again. This ball will be snapped with about 6 minutes remaining in the game. Richland by 7, looking to add on to it. The back to the right of Woodard. Senior quarterback takes it. Turning hand off. Brannon again. Brannon not finding a whole lot of joy up the middle. Saldana is in there along with Akers. Robbie Akers eventually is the one who makes the stop. Gain of 1. Back to the 14-yard line. 2nd down and 10.
Got to find a way to pull the ball away.
The junior running back Brannon is to the left of Woodard and a couple of steps behind him as Woodard walks back towards the line to bark orders, maybe changing the play here. He's got one-on-one with 2 receivers to the right. He's looking that way now, takes the snap, still looking that way, 2 throw. Now he pulls it down, McCoy push him out of the pocket. Right side throw, Daniels at the end zone, got behind Ramirez Ortega and hauls it in for the 14-yard touchdown, and now a 2-score lead for Richland.
7 touchdown passes, my goodness.
Second time Daniels has caught one tonight. He caught the first. Has he caught the last? Richland has eclipsed that 51-point mark where they have never lost when they've scored 51 or more points. 39-0 all time when they have gotten this many points on the board. They don't give up this many that often. But it is a 2-score lead as Slack puts it through to make it a 56-42 advantage with 5:05 left in the 4th quarter when we return to Bulldog Stadium on AM 1360 KOHU. Jason Slack will kick this one deeper than he's kicked in a little bit. Alex Garcia has it across the 20-25 and down.
Alex Garcia.
Right about the 27, maybe 28-yard line. The stop made by Zachary Birch.
Birch of Richland with the stop.
A senior on the special teams for the Richland Bombers. And now,
50-50 winner Anthony.
does Isaac Corey got a comeback in his pocket?
HHS cheer.
Hermiston's offense has had a very good night, although the last couple of drives have been a little bit more sluggish. They trail now 56-42. 5:01 left. Corey's got Larson to his left shoulder. Couple of receiver options right. Corey will take the snap, fake to Larson, throw near side, and into the hands of Council. Council near sideline screen across the 40. He will be pulled down from behind. Getting out there, the defensive tackle, Nathan McClellan, is the one who stops Council, but not before he gets up to the 39-yard line.
That puts Isaac Corey over the 400-yard mark, Eric, on the night.
Corey to throw again, first down and 10, lots of time. Ooh. Now he's caught in the pocket, and McClellan is the one who sacks him. Isaac has done such a good job tonight of staying in the pocket more, being aggressive, stepping up into the pocket, finding throws, and just a couple of times, sometimes that does break down. Remember, Hermiston is now with a backup right guard with C.U. Sipenny removed from the game. Second down and 15 after the sack. Corey steps up again, gets away from one tackler, eludes another. Far sideline, Daniels has him. Corey throws it as he's being tackled, incomplete, over the top of everybody. Actually ended up being a little bit more safe than I kind of expected when I'm looking at Isaac throwing with Daniels grasping onto him. Isaac has been intercepted once. He was picked off 3 times last year in the 48-7 loss to Richland up at Friendrich Stadium. Everything about what this Bulldog team has done here tonight has been better, but it might end up being too little. Down 56-42 with 4:01 left in the fourth. Corey, blitz coming. Evades it, rolls out to his left. McClellan grabs him. Corey stays in bounds. Now we'll throw a deep ball. Krebs behind everybody, hauls it in inside the 20. He's out of bounds. Pulled down by Gunnar Grohl, and they say at the 17-yard line.
43 yards that time, Eric.
Isaac Corey is putting on a highlight show tonight in when he does scramble, getting his eyes downfield and finding guys, and Krebs is having another great night. First down and 10. They said 18. Now Corey's in trouble again. Protection breaks down the right side. He gets away from one trouble. Now evades Daniels. Corey's still on his feet. Another tackler misses. Corey gets away from McClellan. It's just one too many guys that he dodged. Eventually, the tackle drill ends with a sack for Tucker Watkins.
Richland with the tackle.
Look, McClellan missed him twice. Daniels missed him once. They both had him wrapped, it looked like. And David Fine-Tete is going to call a timeout.
Well, that time there, Eric, we were a little lucky that Isaac didn't let go of the ball, because we definitely had a lineman way downfield. But Isaac, great job. Shows the strength the kid has. He absolutely just shucked him off a 4-inch shiver off to the side on 2 different attempted tackles. And, you know, the second guy got up dead tired. He thought he had him dead to rights. But that is just the way this kid is. He is a tough competitor, and it is going to be nice to see the rest of the year go how it goes.
Let's not start shoveling dirt on this one yet. 3:08 left in the fourth quarter. Richland 56, Hermiston 42. This is not an easy comeback, especially because Hermiston's defense has not found a way to get a stop on Richland, especially here in the second half. They haven't been able to pressure Woodward, and now that Richland's running downhill with the lead, they're having trouble stopping the running game as well. So that's the second piece to how you get back into this. The first piece is out of this timeout, leaves Hermiston with 2. Second down and long with the line of scrimmage at the 26. Corey steps up, throws over the middle. The underneath pass is hauled in by Ramirez Ortega to the 15-yard line. That was good. It gets back a lot of that on an 11-yard gain. 4-down territory, obviously. 3rd down and 7 to go from the 15. Clock, though, is spinning. 2:48 left in the 4th. Corey with the back to his left. Larson will stay in and protect. Corey to throw. Right side into traffic, tipped away. Kiesel Kane is the one who got his fingertips on a pass intended for Young.
Boy, but that ball had some heat on it. That was a well-thrown football that the only one that was actually going to be able to get, if he got his hands on it and stuck into him, was going to be the receiver.
4th down and 7. Hermiston needs it. Corey will dump off the fingertips of Tuya, and it's caught on the sideline by Krebs. My goodness, Dale, Krebs.
10-yard pickup there by Krebs.
1st and goal from the 5. 2:30 left. Clock is moving. Hermiston on the line. Corey looking left. Council's there. He's got 2 receivers right. Tuya and Larson in the backfield. Play action. Rolling right. Corey's in trouble, steps back up, spins away from a tackler, coming to the left side. He will pump, pull, get away from a tackler, dive for the end zone. He's past the pylon and in. A touchdown run for Isaac Corey. Video game type stuff for the Hermiston QB, and the Bulldogs are down by 1 score.
Well, we've now surpassed the Lewiston finale up there, and that was a great job there, Corey. Again, I thought they had an opportunity because the Richland kid did catch Isaac in that horse collar position where he got the hand inside the letters on the back and did pull him back a little, but he didn't go down, broke loose from it. Isaac just too strong for an arm tackle.
Abel Alatori's got to add on the extra point to make it a 7-point game again. Snap is low. There's a pause first.
I don't think that anybody was set.
There was no tee, and Hermiston's going to get away from this as a problem. And you know what? It wasn't Bledsoe out there. Alex Garcia was out there to hold. As I scan things, I wonder... So a new holder's in. Snaps good, holds down. Alatori does kick it through. So that all works out. 2:11 left. 56-49. Going to look at an onside kick here in a minute, I would expect, when we come back on AM 1360 KOHU. 2 minutes, 11 seconds left in regulation. Richland 56, Hermiston 49. We're going to put this one up on the KOHU Instant Classic list. Isaac Corey, couple times on the ground into the end zone. He's hooked up with a bunch of different people. Abel Alatorre, there's no secret here. He's got it teed, he's offset. This is an onside kick, bounding ball, and it's picked up by Colson Mackey.
The onside attempt.
Richland ball at the 50. Hermiston can only stop it twice.
It's going to be first and 10 for the Bombers at midfield.
2:10 left. It is doable, but it is very difficult at this point to get the ball back. Across the way, Richland fans, they think it's done.
They travel well. That's a good little Richland crowd over there. And we do have some Richland fans over here also. There were a few up here earlier, but they did travel fairly well over there.
First down and 10 from the 50. Woodard. He's got Simons in the backfield with him. We'll hand off. Simons running right side. Gets a yard as Akers pulls him down at the 50, and a timeout for David Faitete.
Akers with the stop.
Richland Bombers next week. It's the rivalry game in week 3 with the other school from the Richland School District. Hanford and Richland at Fran Risch Stadium next Friday night at 7 o'clock. For how much longer is it just those two in the Richland School District? The Richland School District is exploring and working towards putting another high school in West Richland. They just acquired some land here from the state recently. It is near Tapteel Elementary School. Chiawana and Pasco know that they are going to get a little brother here in about 2 years, as the largest high school in Washington, Chiawana, and the third largest high school in Washington, Pasco, are beyond bursting at the seams. They've got 1,000 kids in portables right now, so they're going to add a high school. Going to look at what this MCC looks like in 2020, probably 6. Hermiston next week goes up to a different school that's looking at changes. But it will be Borleski Stadium hosting at least this year, Walla Walla in Hermiston, 7 o'clock next Friday night. Second down and 10. And somehow Tanner McCoy stayed on sides. He looked to jump. Throw left side, and Colson Mackey is pulled out of bounds, short of the first down, but to the 41 in Hermiston territory. It's a 9-yard gain. Whoa.
Third and short.
That is a generous extra 2 feet and 10 inches that was given on that spot.
Oh, they just gave him the first down. They just gave him the first down.
There is no challenge flag here to go back and look at this. David Faitete is frustrated on the near side. That spot was an extra yard. And so first down and 10, that should just about do it for the Bombers. Throwing on that second down and long. Now it's an easy decision. Woodard's going to keep it on a read option left. He pulled it out of the belly of his back and gets a couple, and David Faitete will use his final timeout with 1:50 left in the fourth quarter. Down 56-49.
Timeout Hermiston. That's their last timeout.
Hermiston will really need to get the ball out to have any chance of time left and hope here. Take a ride on the Brace Bus and see Dr. Weston Hermiston for braces for your family at Columbia Orthodontics. Come smile with us on the Columbia Orthodontics scoreboard. Tonight, it was a win in Echo for the Cougars. Their home opener, they beat Pine Eagle 51-0. Also a shutout for Taft. Over on the coast, the Umatilla Vikings took the long trip to Taft High School today in Newport, and they fell tonight 34-0, the final score in that one. An interesting one earlier today, another 6-man upset of sorts. Although it's kind of hard in week 2 to figure out who is truly number 1. Even the coaches are grasping at straws when they really put their top 10s together. But South Wasco County was there, and the Red Sides lost at Harper Charter, 37-26. Still waiting for final tallies to come in from other places tonight. We are obviously carrying quite a bit later than most. But here's one on the Columbia Orthodontics scoreboard. How about down in Central Oregon? They said Pendleton was up against too much against Caldera. They beat them last week. How about this week at Redmond? Pendleton 14, Redmond 7. Eric Davis's team is 2-0. Throw over the middle. Ball's batted out. And incomplete will be the declaration. Bosick, the intended receiver, they went slant play on the second down out of the timeout again, and Council broke it up. So minute 46 and the clock stopped.
Yeah.
Hermiston can't call a timeout. Presumably Richland's got a run here, leading 56-49. Mountain View pounded Churchill 37-0. Summit at Thurston wins 46-25. Burns beat Lapine 41-0. Vale over New Plymouth out of Idaho 45-12. Another throw low to the far sideline. It bounced incomplete.
Boy, this is not good. I mean,
if you're the Richland Bombers, you could be just about on the bus by now.
yeah, I mean, and this is crazy. Why are you doing that? I mean, you got an offense on the Hermiston side that's put over almost 600 yards of offense up in this game out here, Eric, and you throw 2 straight passes that either one's almost picked off and one's not close.
Offense stays on the field for 4th down and 8 from the 38. Student section really starting to make some noise here at Kennison Stadium. Woodard to throw again. This time he's got a wide open Mackey. Mackey's got the first down yardage into the 24-yard line. Everybody was up expecting run for the last couple of plays. That time it looked like pass was inevitable. And again, Mackey found a hole, and that's going to do it for the Richland Bombers. It is interesting clock management to finish. There's no other way to describe it, but it's going to work. And Richland will get to line up in the victory formation. They will win yet again. A 40th time when they score 51 points or more in the history of the Richland program. And this is game number 803. They are going to win. But 56-49, the final score, about to be official on the clock. Hermiston has served notice to the MCC. I think that the chatter around the league would have been, okay, no, I mean, that was a nice win, but that was Hanford. And those teams looked pretty even. This Richland team looked like they were at a different level. But it turns out maybe they were, and maybe Hermiston's right there behind them at that level. Richland 56, Hermiston 49. Plenty to think about here when we come back on the Sway Motors Tailgate Show to wrap things up from Bulldog Stadium. Bombers are 2-0. Hermiston falls to 1-1. We'll be back with the postgame on AM 1360 KOHU.
Please check your seating area and help our custodial staff picking up the garbage. And have a fantastic night and a great weekend.